Alright, everybody, today we are going to be talking about the Elders. They have finally been animated, so now I can talk about them without spoiling anyone. And today we're just going to look at them, see what typing they'll probably be, what class they'll be, stuff like that. And before I start, Saturn and Nusjuro, I guarantee will probably be EXs. The other ones are a little iffy though. They definitely deserve EX 100%, but is Bandai OPBR really gonna make 5 Elders back to back to back to back to back EXs? Probably not. So either they're gonna be, I don't know, they're either gonna space them out a lot, or they are just gonna make like 2 of them EX and the other 3 will be Bounty Fest, which I personally wouldn't mind. I think the EX would go to Nusjuro and Saturn, because both of them have shown their hybrid form. Out of all the Elders, they're the only 2 that show their hybrid form. And, of course, we know their full beast form and their human forms, which we know about the Elders. But, yeah, their hybrid form, they're the only 2 that shown it, so. But, yeah, we're just going to talk to them. We'll start with my GOAT, Nusjuro, first. I mean, you guys can see from my YouTube profile picture, he is my favorite character in One Piece. And I just cannot wait for this guy. I think he's gonna be, of course, a runner. Probably Dark Element runner. We do have, Dark Roger and Garp. So we got Dark Element runner and attacker. And we do need a Dark Element defender, but Nusjuro definitely does not fit the defender. If anything, he'll be an attacker. If they go the Kizu route. It's obvious he should be a runner, but, you know, we thought Kizu was going to be a runner, and he turned out to be an attacker, so. But yeah, Nusjuro is just insane. He has insane speed. I mean, the Marine soldiers literally thought he was teleporting around the island because he was so fast cutting the pacifistas. They were just like calling out, oh, all pacifistas on the south side are dead. All the ones on the north side are dead a second later. He was just zooming past. And his ice power is just very sick, and he's just the coolest elder of them all. And yeah, ever since he appeared in the manga, he's became my favorite character. But yeah, Ethan, probably a runner. Maybe they'll give him a teleporting skill, or maybe they'll just make him super fast. Just like a hold running skill. Just make him super duper fast, and he'll just basically be zooming around the map. And he does have ice powers, so he's going to be very annoying in that part. Maybe he can like freeze defenders and then grab the flag. Or maybe he could like make a little like iceberg on the treasure to like protect himself while he grabs it. Something like that. I'm not sure, like freeze treasure area while he grabs it. Kind of like, who's a good example? I guess like Uta's pumpkin or something like that. You know, just like a little hitbox that they have to destroy before they can actually get to you. And something like that. Now, one thing before I continue that I want to talk about, how are the Elders going to work? I'm actually really curious how they're going to do them. Are they going to be just straight up their hybrid forms for like Saturn and Ethan? Or are they going to go like the human, like Blue Kaido route? I hope not. They better not go the Blue Kaido route, where they can only transform for a second. They can make it like Lucci, where they're in their human form and they can go into their hybrid form. They also can make it their hybrid form that can go into their full beast form. Like, there were so many options they could do. I really hope they go the cool route, make them just base hybrid form for at least Saturn and Ethan, and then hold skill to go into their full beast form and become like giants. That'd be cool. And I mean, Ethan could be an attacker runner then. If that's the case, Ethan just starts out as an attacker and then he holds his thing, he goes into his full beast form. You know, you saw his speed in his horse form too. He just jumped over Luffy and just charged right at the pacifista, transforming mid-charge. I mean, yeah, that could be it. That is my personal route I would like them to go. It's OPBR though, so they're probably going to go the lamest route, so we will see how they do that. Next elder we will talk about is Mars. Now, like I said, we have no clue if this guy's even going to come to the game, let alone like be EX or Bounty Fest or what he's going to do. Because I wouldn't say it's guaranteed for him to come to the game because, like I said, he's only shown his human form and hybrid form. Once we see Saturn and Ethan, we will probably be able to determine if these other elders will come to the game, how they are. If they're in their hybrid form and they can transform into a full beast, they'll probably be able to come. Because they'll just make it their human form or just like base, like just their full beast form if they wanted to. That would be the thing. I don't know how that would work. Something like Mars, unfortunately, that's not gonna work. I'm thinking Mars could be more like a Momonosuke type character, where he like can jump up in the air in his dragon form and come down on a treasure, and then he's back in human form right away. Basically like Blue Kaido, only a skill you can go into a full beast form, because unless if OPBR really wants to make the game cool, um, you know, they would let you just play his hybrid form or his full beast form. I mean, like just straight up let you play it. But I really don't know how that would work in the game. I mean, a gigantic bird flying around, like how's he gonna get under things? How's he gonna get above things? I don't know how they would do that. That would be very difficult to do, I think. So, unfortunately, I don't think he will just be in his full beast form. Now, something like any of the other elders, it is possible. But him, like, flying around, do we have a flying character? I mean, we have someone like Marco that flies like 1 inch off the ground when you walk with him, but nothing on the scale of Mars. But yeah, Mars I think could be a very good runner. Of course, like I said, if he's like base human form, I don't know how they would do that because the elders have never fought in their human form. So that's why I'm saying like maybe they won't come. Maybe only Nusjuro and Saturn will come because they've shown the most. But yeah, maybe just walk around in his human form. He can press skill 1, he transforms into his bird form, flies up, and teleports on the treasure. Something like that. And I think Runner, of course, fits him very well. Other than that, maybe he can have like maybe he transforms for a second and he just unleashes Black Hockey, just like he did with Sanji. He shot that Black Hockey beam from the sky onto Sanji and Vegapunk, blowing him up for a second. He could also have like maybe they could make it a running skill where he can just fly into someone, just like a hold fly skill, for like a few seconds, kind of like Marco. He's in his human hybrid form, whatever, and then you hold it down, you go into his bird form for a second. That might work. I mean, it'd still be difficult with his size. I mean, they're just gonna have to scale him down. Like, he's not gonna be able to get anywhere. Like, I just don't see a way he can get anywhere as a giant bird because how wide he is with his wings and stuff. They could definitely make it work if they wanted to, but one of the laziest game companies in the world. So I highly doubt they're gonna do that. Next, we will talk about Warcury, Saint Topman, whatever his name is, the boar guy or whatever that is. This guy I think would be very cool. People think he is the strongest elder overall, just from the feats he shows in Egghead. He is very, very strong, but for moves, I think Defender fits him well. He could be attacker too, maybe attacker slash defender, but yeah, not many of the elders fit Defender real much. Actually, Saturn does, but other than Saturn, I mean, Jupiter, I guess, could be a defender or runner. I think I put him as a runner or attacker or something like that, but I guess he could be a defender. Oh yeah, we'll get to him later though. So Topman, like I said, he's gonna either have to be in his human form and he can either transform into his full beast form, or he'll just have like Blue Kaido skills where they transform for a second. Maybe one, he's like just a hold skill, like I mean just like Marco, I guess, except he's just charging at the enemies, knocking him out of the way while you go to like your flag or something. I think actually I did put him as defender, I think, but I think attacker fits him way more. Actually, no, I think I did put him as attacker. Yeah, I put him as attacker. Never mind, I don't know what I'm talking about. We will see in the future, though. I mean, just like Mars used he can like shoot his Conqueror's Hockey out as like lightning. He can also do that. We'll see in the next episode preview he's using his boars as like blades kinda and trying to hit the giants in the preview. We saw that. And yeah, so he could just have something like that, a hockey beam that shoots at the enemies, or he could just have a charge skill, or like, I mean, you saw in the trailer too, the preview if you watched it, he just rolls around and like strikes with his board. He could have like a spinning move, kind of like Katakuri V2, where he goes into his donut form for a second and then he unleashes a move when he stops. Could be something like that. But yeah, attacker role probably fits this guy best. I mean, all the elders I think could be runners if they really wanted to, because they are pretty fast. I mean, literally all of them could have like hold charge skills. But yeah, that's Warcury. Next, we will go over Jupiter. The worm, sandworm elder. Like I said, this guy, he could be runner, defender, or attacker. What did I actually put him as? I put him as, where did I put it? I put him as a defender, okay. A defender, I mean, he could, yeah, he could be a very good defender. I mean, he could make, like, little sinkholes or something like that. Maybe he digs underground and all the treasure you're around becomes a little sinkhole and they, like, sink into it and get stuck. Just like kind of like a little stun mechanic that they can't move for a second. That would be cool. Basically like Luffy's Gum Gum treasure area, actually. Like, just exactly make it like that. It just stuns you for a second, like you can't move. That'd be cool. And he can just like surf from treasure to treasure underground, kind of like as Sharks or Senior Pink's ability. Just like surf underground. They could do something like that. For the elders also, I mean, this is just them in general. They could, I wonder how they're gonna make them. They're gonna make them crazy. They're either gonna give them like 50 lives, like just like Afro Luffy, you know how he has 4 lives. They're just gonna give him like a ton of lives, or they're gonna make them like almost immortal, almost impossible to kill somehow. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they're gonna do it. They're gonna be the most broken things on OPBR when they drop. But yeah, Jupiter, skill 1, whatever, dig underground. You can hold the skill, come up wherever you want. It makes sinkholes wherever you travel, for a set period of time. Skill 2 could just be, I don't know, he charges at them and, like, tries to eat them. Of course, he can't actually eat them, so, he'll just, like, bite them and send them flying back or something, or maybe, like, a tail whip or something like that. Could be another skill of his. Next elder we will look at is, Saturn. He is also the last elder, that we have not covered. Of course, Saturn, we do know the most about Saturn. Nusjuro is definitely second, but Saturn, of course, he's been in Egghead fighting for a while, before the other elders even came to Egghead. And, yeah, Saturn, he's probably gonna be defender. Like I said, Dark Element Defender is the only class EX whatever Dark Element needs still a defender. We have, of course, Dark Attacker, Dark Runner, Roger, and we need Defender. And Saturn, I think, would be a perfect defender. And they're definitely going to make him the Gear 5 counter 100%. So, you know, Gear 5's a runner. He's going to be on the flags around Saturn, so it makes sense. He's a defender, you know. I mean, they could make him a attacker, but I highly doubt they will. I think they're just gonna, you know, go the basic route. Him a defender, Nusjuro a runner, and then whoever else will be attacker. But, yeah, like I said, we know a lot about Saturn. I mean, he uses his, whatever, legs. That's his main fighting method. He can stretch his legs pretty long. I believe he can coat them in poison. He uses his, like, you know, like if you look at him, your head explodes, whatever. The basic Marine found that out. And then, you know, in the newest episode, he used his hockey to smash Luffy into the ground. So, he has many moves. I mean, they could even give him that weird spinning move when Luffy sent him flying with Gishu. He came back spinning like a fidget spinner, coming after Luffy like a flying saucer. They could give him something like that too. So, many options for Saturn. But yeah, Saturn will probably be the first one we see. Unless if they, like, for some reason there's like, oh yeah, Saturn's been on screen the longest, he's gonna be main EX, and then we'll make Nusjuro first EX. Maybe like a Topman second EX or whatever. They could do something like that. If they really wanted to, 3 EX Elders I think is the limit. 3 EX Elders, 2 Bounty Fest. Because it would make sense to make one of each class. Nusjuro, obvious runner. Saturn, obvious defender. And then, I mean, other than Mars, Topman or Jupiter could both be attacker. If they really wanted to. I think Topman makes the most sense. He seems the most, like, how do I word it? I'm not even sure how I word it. Strong. Physically strong, I guess. And, yeah, he's just overall, I think, going to be attacker. But yeah, the Elders, I am very hyped for them, as you could probably tell. I mean, I've been waiting to boost for Saturn for like 6 months now. Of course, I still do plan on boost for Saturn. I also do plan on boost for Ethan, and you know, if they do bring the other Elders as Bounty Fest, I will boost for them. Probably not day one like Saturn and Ethan, but I will boost for them eventually. Yeah, at least if they're Bounty Fest, it will be pretty easy to boost for, you know, Saturn or, the other Elders, if they do come as Bounty Fest. Because I could easily max them with gems and tickets, and then whatever, use scout points to get extra frags, and then just slowly start, buying their frags in the shop. But for, like, Ethan and Saturn, I have to save up frags and, you know, do it, so. Yeah, so hopefully they do the Elders right. I'm thinking Saturn will be the first EX coming in December. Like December 3rd. Boom, EX Saturn's release or something like that. I believe that's when Garp came out. I believe Garp came out December 3rd, so Saturn coming out at the same time would make sense. But Saturn, whatever coming out then, end of December will be another EX, Nusjuro maybe. And then I don't know what they're gonna do. Will they do a 3EX anniversary? That would be cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind that personally. Maybe some others won't. But, we already got Gear 5. We already got Key 0. So, I mean, unless if they better not pull what they did this anniversary where they gave us Z as the second EX. They just said, alright, let's buff Z and call him the second EX. And then they call it literally a month. They called it a month. Just like, you're getting these buffs this month, and you're not getting anything else. Hopefully they don't pull that again, but would I be surprised? Nope, I would not be surprised.